I honestly can't even imagine how they would have been able to pull off a new Mortal Kombat in this day and age and not include fatalities. But we of course know that they are going to include them and they're not holding back. So let's talk about the decision to use fatalities and the approach. Mortal Kombat and fatalities, it's like first-person shooters and pulling the trigger. They just have to go together. Like, what are you gonna do? You gonna stealth through Halo? I mean, somebody's now gonna tell me somebody actually did it and it took them like 3 days, but they stealthed through Halo. I don't know. Anyways, you get what I'm saying. Mortal Kombat without fatalities isn't really Mortal Kombat. Now, recently, the producer of the upcoming film talked a little bit about the approach to fatalities. And he said that when it comes to these, that when it comes to using them, they're not going to shy away from showing you that the fatalities are just about as gruesome as they are in the most recent video games, but also that fatalities exist for a reason. They're not just a showpiece, they're not just something to look cool and they're just tossed in all over the place. They actually do matter and will be important when it comes to the final product. But also what he did say is that they're not really having to hold back on anything. And he stressed anything because they are CG characters. There weren't humans like doing this to themselves or to others. They know that they're full-on CG characters, CG models. So with that in mind, when it came to the ratings board, they understood what it's like. And when they saw it, when they were looking at it, they were going, well, guys, this isn't real. Everybody knows it's CG, so we can show you whatever we want, which is exactly why it's a hard R rating, because of the violence, because of the level of gore in the fatalities, and them not wanting to hold it back. Now, I think it's important to say that obviously there's going to be some scenes that are probably a little too gruesome that they had to pull back from, because some fatalities in a game, sure, but seeing some of that done to a human, even if it's CG, it's going to look a little weird. Like, we don't want to go into Saw territory here, so you got to be a little careful with that, right? I mean, we already see in that trailer what happens to Jax's arms. That's pretty gory. I know, compared to Mortal Kombat standards, it's a little tame when you look at the video game, but if they can show that in the trailer, imagine what we see in the final cut of the film. I'm super hyped. Imagine Sub-Zero's uppercut fatality. Or Scorpion just taking off that mask and unloading like a blaze everywhere from his mouth. That's gonna look good.